The Tour de France is the pinnacle of road cycling, a grueling 3-week-long stage race where the best of the best riders raced 3,404 kilometers to finish in Paris. It's the biggest sporting event in the world.
But what about the fancy bikes that they ride on? How much do they cost? Well, we're going to rank all of the 2023 Tour de France bikes from cheapest to most expensive.
There are 22 teams to get through here, so we're going to start on the more budget-friendly end of the list and work our way up to the top, the most expensive. Now, if you want to catch all of the action from the Tour de France and the Tour de France Fam avec Zwift, well, we have it live, ad-free, on demand, uninterrupted on GCN+, although territory restrictions do apply, so check what's available in your area.
And we've got a few caveats. So we're not discussing time trial bikes here.
No.
Because that would just make the video really long, and there's a lot of detail involved in the time trial bikes. That's a separate video in itself. Yeah. We're just talking the main drop bar bikes that they use for 95% of the race. Also, there will be a few slight differences and things depending on individual riders' bikes, on little tiny things that they might change here or there. But we're just trying to get a broad cost of the average sort of cost of a team bike on a particular team.
Yeah, so in at number 22,
the least expensive,
is Team Uno X riding the Dare VSRU bike, which costs around £5,600. And on the Dare website, they don't actually list that bike with Dura Ace, only the Ultegra version, about £1,000 less.
Yeah, so if you rode it in the team spec, it's coming out more expensive. Yeah. Next up is Intermarché Circus-Wanty, and they ride cube bikes, mostly the Cube Lightning, and they combine that with Newman wheels, fancy ceramic speed jockey wheels, and Shimano drivetrain components. That's coming in at around £6,500, £6,543.
Yeah, fair. Jump up an extra £1,500 to that, and you've got the French squad Groupama FDJ riding the Lapierre ZDS SL. These are coming in at around £8,000. They're using Shimano group sets and Shimano wheels, so pretty standard setup there.
They're one of the big Shimano sponsored teams.
Yes.
So Shimano everything on their bikes.
Yeah.
Bahrain Victorious is next. They ride Merida, so £8,000 for the Merida Reacto or Sculptura team. And then they combine this with Shimano components, although they're not one of the main Shimano sponsored teams, and Vision wheels. Okay,
next into the mix is Team DSM coming in at £9,199 for their Scott Foil RC. Another heavily Shimano supported team with Shimano group sets, Shimano wheels, and their fancy Vittoria tyres.
Yeah, they look good, those tan side wheels.
I love them.
Closely followed by the two Canyon-sponsored teams, so Alpecin-Deceuninck and Movistar. Now, Alpecin run Shimano drivetrains and components and wheels, and that brings the bike to £9,799.
Yeah.
Whereas Movistar are fitted with Zip wheels and SRAM Red access, making them slightly more expensive at £9,999.
Next up, we're moving into the north of £10,000 territory here, which kind of feels crazy to say because we're only just about to get to number 15, which is Israel Premier Tech and their bike, which is coming in at £10,500 for the Factor Ostro Vam. Fitted to their bikes, they've got Shimano group sets, black ink wheels, and rotor cranks.
And ceramic speed as well.
Yeah, lots of fancy parts going there.
Yeah, just edging that by £100 is Cofidis, who run Look bikes, and their latest model is the Look 795 Blade RS. Now they run that with Shimano drivetrain on it, but they're not Shimano sponsored team, so they have a fancy pants SRM power meter with Look carbon cranks on it. Those bad boys cost £2,000 added on, so that really bumps up the price. They combine it with Corima wheels as well, with those nice carbon spokes. That would come in at £10,600.
Lotto Dstny are next on the list at just over £100 more, so we've got £10,700 for their Ridley bikes using the Noah Fast or the Helium. Fitted to their bikes are Shimano group sets and DT Swiss wheels.
Nice. Arkéa Samsic and Jayco AlUla come next, and they're separated by less than £100. So we've got Arkéa first at £11,928, and that's for their Bianchi Ultra Aero bike, which they run with Shimano wheels and components.
Then Jayco AlUla coming in at £11,999, just a pound short of that £12,000 marker, using the giant Propel. These bikes fitted with Shimano group sets, but also running the Cadex wheel and tyre combo.
Ineos Grenadiers coming next at 10th place. In previous lists we've done, they've been much, much higher.
Yeah.
But £12,400 gets you their beautiful Pinarello Dogma F, complete with, well, full Shimano group set and wheels.
We're into some eye-watering amounts now, aren't we? Team Astana Qazaqstan are sticking just £80 on top of the Pinarello Dogma F with their Villia Zero SLR fitted with Corima or head wheels.
Yeah,
and
two-wheel sponsors.
Yeah, two-wheel sponsors. And they've also got the SLF Motion pulley wheels on there, tricking that right out. Yeah.
But even though they're only coming in mid-table here, they're winning on paint jobs.
They're definitely winning on paint jobs. That is blooming cool.
EF Education EasyPost in next with their Cannondale bikes coming in at £12,500. Very nice. They have a choice of the Lab 71 Super 6 and also the System 6 as well.
Yeah.
They're fitted with Shimano drivetrains, but Power 2 Max power meters and Vision wheels and cockpits.
Yeah, equaling that, Jumbo Visma with their Cervelo bikes, they're fitted with SRAM group sets, reserve wheels and Vittoria tyres as well. Love those.
Crazy that's coming in at the same.
Yeah.
They have a choice of the Cervelo R5 and also the Cervelo S5 aero bike. Next come the Specialized sponsored teams. There's 3 of them. We've got Bora Hansgrohe, Direct TotalEnergies,
Yeah.
and Soudal Quickstep.
God, so
I remember
it. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so they all ride the S-Works Tarmac, and then it's fitted with Shimano group sets, but then everything else on the bike is Specialized. So you've got Roval Specialized wheels, you've got Specialized tyres, Specialized bars, Specialized everything.
Saddles.
And they're coming in at £13,000.
AG2R next with their £13,800 BMC team machine. This is fitted with a Power to Max power meter, Campagnolo components and wheels throughout, which are considerably more expensive than Shimano setups.
Yeah, and that contributes to the higher cost.
Indeed.
One thing to note though is we have spotted them using a new version of this bike, so it might be even more expensive now. Anyway, next up, in second place, the second most expensive bike goes to UAE Team Emirates, the team of Tadej Pogacar with their Colnago V4 RS.
Yeah.
Now these are decked out with Envy wheels, fancy little components like carbon tie brake rotors are often on them, and they have full Shimano drivetrains and power meters. They're coming in at £14,000.
I can't believe we're saying that. Right, we're on to first place. Can I do my own little drum roll?
Go for it.
The worst drum roll in the world. So coming in, the most expensive bike at the Tour de France. This goes to the Trek Madone, an eye-watering £14,500. These bikes are rolling on SRAM red. We got a Bontrager, everything, and a Quark power meter.
Yeah.
This is one serious bit of kit.
The team Trek Segafredo have the most expensive off-the-peg bikes at the Tour de France.
Which is kind of crazy, right? Because I've done some calculations, which is 2.6 times more expensive than the Dare bike of Team Uno X, which is the cheapest. So right, then when you start to consider how many bikes each team has taken to the Tour de France, which I'm gonna estimate somewhere in the region of 40 bikes. Is that fair? I think it's fair. If you add all of that up, Trek Segafredo are looking at a bike budget of £580,000 compared to a relatively modest £224,000 for Team Uno X.
Yeah, you can see it becomes quite a big financial commitment for a bike brand to sponsor a team. One thing though we need to factor in, which can do a massive change to the cost of a bike, is custom paint jobs.
Yes.
And we didn't speak about this because it varies a lot, but we have known custom paint jobs in the past to be done out of really special paint that's super, super light, that only adds a few grand, tech that's come from Formula One, and these paint jobs can sometimes add a ridiculous amount on. You're talking like £6,000 onto the price of the bike. So factor that in, and any of the bikes we featured could instantly be the winner and the most expensive bike in the Tour.
What a caveat. So there you have it. Those are the cheapest and most expensive bikes of the Tour de France for 2023. Let us know in the comments section down below, not only which is your favourite, which one you hate the most as well. And if you want to support our channel and support the work that Ollie and I do, subscribe to GCNTech.
It's not really work though, is it?
No, but we pass it off as work, don't we?
Okay.
Should we go and get some lunch?
Yeah.
All right.